Meet Bercy Jerome Armstrong, a killer escaping an interrogation room just moments after being told his pregnant girlfriend is dead.
Tashika's passed away. Okay.
Who did it? Who did it?
Well, that's why I'm sitting here talking to you, trying to get your help.
Now he will do his best to act innocent, but little does he know, the only place this lands him is in a jail cell.
This is your children's mother, man. She was pregnant with what you assumed to be your third child.
Exactly, so why would I do something like that?
You manipulated me.
I didn't manipulate anybody.
You're manipulating.
No, I'm being honest.
You're trying to lie your way out of this, man. It's not gonna work.
On July 23, 2022, 911 dispatchers received a call from a concerned neighbor in the Mission Point apartment complex in Jacksonville, Florida.
Jacksonville 911, what's location of your emergency?
I really want to remain anonymous. I'm so scared right now.
Okay, what's going on?
I was asleep. I woke up to get my baby bottle. While I was in the kitchen, I hear somebody stomping up the steps and bust through the door. And then apparently there's a girl that deals with this man, and I heard her say, he threw her off the bed or something, and I heard her say, no, please, I love you, I love you. She said, no, please, I love you. He must have had her head on the floor, because I can hear it from my room, her saying, no, please don't, I love you, and then I just heard a loud boom.
What do you mean by a loud boom?
I don't know, sir. I don't know what it is, but I'm scared.
Do you think he like banged her head against something, or was it a gun?
I don't know if he banged her or if it was a gun. I don't know. What I do know is I don't hear her anymore.
Given the nature of the call, an immediate response from officers was clearly necessary. However, it took nearly 12 hours before any authorities arrived, and when they did, they discovered a horrific murder scene. 34-year-old Tashika Young was shot and killed inside her apartment. She was a popular radio host in the community going by the nickname Taisheiks and was loved by many. But she wasn't the only victim. Tashika was 4 months pregnant, and after nearly 12 hours dead, there was no hope for her unborn child. Tashika also had 2 other children, a 3-year-old boy and a 1-year-old girl, both of whom spent these 12 hours with their mother in a horrific state. One of them was holding his mother's hand, while the other was in bed, shaking from fear. The response from authorities was far too little, far too late. From this point onwards, they could only launch an extensive hunt to find the murderer. What they did not expect was the fact that their prime suspect would walk right into their hands. Just hours after the body was found, Bercy Jerome Armstrong stumbled onto the crime scene. He was Tashika's boyfriend and the father of all 3 children and had allegedly come to check up on his girlfriend. In homicide investigations, detectives often look at individuals closest to the victim, not only to obtain clues, but to weed out potential suspects, killing 2 birds with 1 stone. This meant that the best possible shot they had at getting leads was through interviewing Bercy. But was he truly a concerned partner and father, or a cold-blooded murderer capable of killing his girlfriend and unborn child? To answer these questions, he was brought in for questioning the very same night the murder occurred. However, detectives could never have imagined the things they would see in this interview would be beyond belief, from imaginary friends and terrifying secrets to attempted escapes. This footage was obtained from the Jacksonville Sheriff's Department through a FOIA request.
Do you know what the status of Tashika is right now?
As far as what?
It's just, I mean, do you know why we're sitting here having this conversation? Why you're here?
No.
Okay.
I asked you guys that a million times.
Yeah. The officers on scene? Well,
I asked them and they said that they had to speak to the detectives.
Right. Well, this is, like I said, it's an active investigation, okay? And you're down here at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, obviously, okay?
All right.
Tashika's passed away, okay? And I'm very sorry to have to inform you of that. But that's why all this is happening, okay? And that's why I'm asking you for your help.
What happened to her?
Well, that's a good question, and that's why I'm here talking to you. I'm hoping that you can help me figure that out. That's why I asked you the question earlier. Do you know who else you know Mr. Armstrong, let me ask you this. When you got there earlier and you saw all the police, give me a minute. I'll give you a minute. Alright. I'm gonna give you a minute. I need your help though, okay?
God! Oh, God. Oh, my God. Who did it? Who did it?
Well, that's why I'm sitting here talking to you, trying to get your help.
Bursey isn't fooling anyone with acting this terrible. It is impossible to believe that he did not know that his own girlfriend was killed for close to 18 hours. To make matters worse, he has yet to ask about where his 2 children are, what they're going through, and whether his third is even alive.
Do you know where your kids are?
No, I don't. I called her at the scene to see what was going on, but she didn't answer the phone. She didn't answer the phone. That's why I showed up.
Right. Well, so that's what I'm asking you. Wait, you obviously knew that you couldn't get hold of her all day today. You said you called her several times and she wasn't replying to you, okay? And you show up at the apartment and see everything that was going on there with us. So, I mean, did you not, what was your gut telling you? Something bad?
I just didn't know. I
Didn't
don't know. I saw people looking around and stuff like that. I saw a girl. I saw a girl. I saw a girl out there, and I know she recognizes me from her building, but I didn't know why everybody was standing outside.
Right. Yeah, it's... And again, I'm sorry, okay?
Oh, what the heck, man?
Well...
Oh, what the heck?
But I'm asking you for your help. Alright.
I love her.
That's why we're trying to come up with a timeline of when people last spoke to her. Is why we were asking about your phone.
That's my phone. Just bring it. Just bring it. Where is it?
We'll have to track down the officer to get it.
But I can't do anything with your phone without you giving me consent, okay?
Oh my God.
So that's up to you. I'm not trying to force that on you, okay? Obviously you just got hit with a lot of information, okay? And terrible news, and I want to respect that, but at the same time, we've got to try to figure out what happened to Sheikah now, okay? For her family, her kids, you as her, I understand. So I was just about to say, you, her children's father, okay? And that's why, you remember that question I asked you earlier? Did you know of anyone else that she may have been talking to or anything else going on?
I know she had friends and stuff, but...
Right. Do you know that she had people over at the apartment? Did she go out? She's got 2 kids there, so I assume she can't
has
really...
a lot of friends.
Okay. But with 2 little kids, she probably can't leave home much, I would assume.
A lot of times her parents keep the kids.
Her parents keep the kids?
But sometimes, but I know that she always has them. A lot of times I check in and she'll send me a picture letting me know that, everything's alright.
Notice the way he speaks about his family, cold and detached. This is because he really was isolated from them. Most days he wouldn't even be at the apartment with Tashika and the kids. He only came to visit, and even then stayed in hotels. And when he wasn't treating his family like strangers, he stayed nearly 40 minutes away at his parents' house in Middleburg. One might assume he had a valid reason for acting like this, especially given his young children. But no, his only reasoning was that a man needs his space as he spent most of his days playing video games. With these frequent visits in mind, the most important objective right now is to determine whether he had a visit lined up on the day of the murder.
Listen, this is an active homicide investigation. That's why you're here, okay?
I want
to know what happened. We want to know what happened, okay? I want to help you figure out what happened, but in order to do that, you have to help me. Like, we got to work together right now. I had just gotten there not long before you showed up, okay?
I understand.
And to do that, I definitely need 100% honesty out of you, okay?
I'm telling you what I know.
I understand later, okay? So you said earlier, we've established a couple times now, the last time you were at that apartment was a week ago, approximately. Last Friday or Saturday.
Right, Friday.
And you stayed there for 2 or 3 nights? A couple nights, right? A few nights, you said?
I might have stayed there from that Wednesday to Friday.
Okay.
And I left there.
Okay. And you have not been there since?
No.
Okay. And you do not know of anyone else that comes and goes from that apartment other than you and maybe her mom?
I'm not sure.
Okay. But she doesn't speak to you of anyone that she has over, friends, company?
I mean, that's not really my business coming from her.
Does she go out and party? Does she like to have people over?
I know she's had people over.
Okay.
She's not really a partier. We cut that out a while ago.
You've been together 5 years. Has there ever been any issues where you caught her talking to some other dudes or anything like that?
We had times, we had incidents, and vice versa on my end.
Okay.
But, we always stick it out. We are kind of fully committed. I know that I wasn't dating anyone else outside of her.
When you were over there, how was it?
The last time,
Mm-hmm.
we had like an argument.
Okay.
We had a small argument, and then my mom picked me up, and then I haven't been over there since.
This argument was anything but small. Shortly after this conversation, detectives leave the room to conduct a search of Bercey's phone, and what they found wasn't a doting boyfriend, but a cruel abuser. According to a series of texts, Bercey and Tashika's relationship took a turn for the worse on July 9th, 2022, 2 weeks before the murder. In these messages, Tashika shared pictures of a Glock 43X and asked Bercey why he broke down her doors and held the Glock to her head. Do not forget this gun and what happened on July 9th, as both will play a very important role in this entire interview.
Mr. Armstrong.
Yes.
All right. Let's talk. Let's chat a little bit more. Listen up. So, straight up, there's some messages on the phone between you and Tashika that are concerning, all right, to say the least.
All right.
There's stuff involving guns being put to heads and all that just within the past couple weeks. What's that all about? Knives?
Oh, with knives. Yeah, she was a little violent.
So what did she do?
She pulled a knife out on me while I was holding my daughter.
Okay.
One day, and I had it wasn't even a real gun. It was like a fake gun.
What kind of fake gun was it?
It was like a BB gun.
It was like a BB gun? What kind of, what did it have markings on it? Did it say
it was something that was store-bought. It was a BB gun, but she tried to make it look like it wasn't.
Did it have an orange tip?
Yeah, it had an orange. It's just a BB gun.
Yeah. Did it have like a removal? Like, was it modeled after a gun? Or
I don't even know what kind it was, but
okay.
I'm not violent. Me and her,
Why would she be sending you texts saying that you pulled a gun on her?
It's a BB gun.
You positive about that?
Yeah, I am.
What'd you do with the BB gun?
It's probably still in her apartment.
Well, when you were there, what'd you do with it?
Oh, I pulled it out, and I didn't put it to her head.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Why pull it out?
Because I felt threatened and I didn't have a real gun on me.
Do you remember what kind of gun that you reported stolen back in January?
Yeah, it was a Glock.
Do you know what kind?
It was a 43X.
43X. Do you know what caliber that is?
Yeah, it's like a 9.
It's a 9.
Yes.
So in the picture messages that she sent you on your phone, it's not a BB gun. It doesn't have an orange tip. And on the side, you want to guess what it says?
What?
It says Glock 43X.
Yeah, but the thing about that gun, I haven't seen that gun since January, and the BB gun that I pulled out, I don't think that she had a picture of it.
Okay.
But I know that gun is probably.
Why would you even pull out a gun?
I mean, she pulled a knife out on me.
When did this happen?
That might have been like a month ago.
About a month
We
ago?
talked earlier about stuff
Maybe
like that.
3.
You didn't mention anything like that.
Yeah, I didn't call the authorities or anything about it. I mean, she didn't want to call the authorities either because she felt like it would have been child endangerment.
Y'all got a violent history.
No, but if you look at the text thread, you'll see that I
Trust me,
didn't.
we looked, and the common theme in that text thread is a lot of violence.
Yeah, I was non-abusive though.
Let's pause here. Bursey was far from non-abusive. In fact, he was highly abusive. Just a year earlier, in 2021, police reports indicate that there were several instances where Bursey broke into her apartment, attempted to choke her, and assaulted her. Moreover, these reports also show that Tashika had several marks on her body from these incidents. However, Young said that she did not want Bursey to be arrested and was stuck in a cycle of abuse. But anyone outside the relationship could see what was coming, as for several years, Tashika's friends frequently asked her to leave the relationship because of how poorly he treated her.
We kept telling her to leave.
And as it turns out, Tashika wasn't Bursey's only victim.
Who was the girl you were seeing 5 years ago before her? Before you got in a relationship with Tashika, who were you seeing?
Probably my kid's mom, my first kid's mom.
What's her name?
Her name is Shantavius.
Alright, who? Someone between her and Tashika.
Malika.
A girl starts name with a Y. Her name starts with a Y.
Why?
There's a police report from 2017 with you and another
Oh,
one.
Yakaria.
There you go.
Yakaria.
You got a history, man.
No, but Yakaria, I remember when she put her hands on me. This was over on the north side.
Yeah, but everything you said so far is you're the victim.
Yakario was one of the many people who testified against Bursey. A total of 4 ex-girlfriends came out to corroborate the fact that they were abused by him when in a relationship together. Tashika likely became well aware of the situation she was in prior to the murder and decided to part ways with Bursey. This is because, in the text that officers initially discovered, she mentioned wanting to take away any rights he had over the kids and file a restraining order against him. Now it's Bursey's turn to explain why the murder lines up exactly with Tashika wanting to leave him.
Alright, well, let's just run through a couple things and you explain it to us, because right now, like I said, it's not making sense.
So this is from the 9th, which was 2 weeks ago. She's saying that you tore the family apart. This is trauma for her kids. I'm so hurt.
I felt the same.
She's talking about signing the rights over, which I can only imagine would infuriate you because you said you love your kids. What about a gun being put to my head twice? You took my car keys. What was that all about?
I didn't take her car keys.
Okay, she's just saying that for fun.
Yeah, I know she was trying to take the kids and stuff, but at that point, once she pulled a knife out on me, by her pulling a knife out on me while I was holding my daughter, I felt like she would have did anything. And I also knew that she had a weapon. So I moved the keys, but I gave her car keys back to her. I told her, I was just like, I'm about to leave because I couldn't drive. So.
Is that why you broke the door down?
No. We almost got into a tussle, but we didn't. That was me, like, because she was poking at me. And I was kind of trying to, like, push her away a little bit, but I didn't want to.
So how do you break a door doing that? That doesn't make much sense.
You don't really break it, but you know, if you have a door like pre-locked, and you know, if you push it, it was like that.
Okay, so the door was shut or open?
It was like, both of us, we were like tugging it.
She's on the back side of the door, you're on the side of the door?
I had went into the bedroom.
So you were in the bedroom, she's in the hallway?
Yeah.
Okay, and then you're trying to shut the door?
A little bit.
And she's trying to open the door?
Yeah, because I was trying to grab the kids.
Because you were trying to grab the kids, because she's coming at you with a knife, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Okay, well then why does she say, then I walked away, you followed me into my room and broke the door. I ran into the bathroom to hide, and you put a gun to my head.
That's not true.
Okay, well you didn't say that's not true.
No, she did that.
But you didn't say that's not true here.
That's in a text message. I'm not gonna go back and forth in a text message.
So you said, I'm a grown man, don't pull a weapon out on me while I have my child.
Yeah.
BJ, when you went in that room last night, you got on top of her and she's in that bed, you pulled out that gun.
In what room?
Her bedroom.
What are you talking about?
There's a bullet hole through her pillow. There's bullet holes in her.
How many times did she get shot?
That's your children's mother, man.
How many times did she get shot?
What I tell you earlier. There's two ways people go in this situation, right?
How many times did she get shot?
You're trying to save yourself right now, BJ.
No, I'm being honest.
You're more worried about yourself than you are this
No,
poor
I'm
woman.
worried about me getting, I'm worried about
You
going
haven't
home.
been there 24/7 for these kids. She has.
No, I provide for my children.
That's fine. You
every
monetarily,
day in and
but
day
you're
out.
not there for them day in and day out. She is.
Absolutely, I am.
She's not there anymore.
But
because of what happened between y'all last night.
I didn't do anything to her.
That's not true.
I promise
you
I
lied
did.
already to me.
I haven't even been over there.
I gave you your chance earlier to come.
I have
clean
not
and
been
correct.
over there. I have not been there.
You sat there and told me verbal altercations, verbal this, verbal
yeah,
that.
but I told you that.
And now you're admitting that she's pulled knives. You pulled out a
yeah,
BB gun. None of this stuff was
no,
mentioned.
but also in my statement, I told you. I said that most couples go through it. I said I'm not one to.
I understand that, but I gave you a chance earlier. I've been very respectful with you.
Yeah, right? I'm being honest with you as well. But
you hit stuff. You
I
didn't
know,
disclose all this earlier.
My first time going to that apartment complex since last week was today when I showed up over there. I have not been over there. So regardless of what type of altercation she and I have, regardless of how it goes, I haven't seen her in a week. I haven't been there. You look at my phone, you said something about locations and stuff like that. I haven't left Middleburg at all.
Well, interesting, all your locations recently have been deleted, so we can't see your recent histories.
What do you mean they've been deleted?
They're not there. It doesn't go back until like the 14th is your last history. So if you've been, have you used your phone since the 14th? Today's the 24th.
Yeah, I'm always in Middleburg.
So in 10 days, have you used this phone at all?
Yes.
Okay, so when you use the phone,
if you look at our text messages, it'll tell you that I haven't, we talked about the fact that I haven't been going over there.
Okay, well you were there as recently as the 9th when this all happened. She's apparently got screen grabs. We're downloading her phone right now too. And then all of the deleted stuff that was on here, we got on the download. We're just waiting on that to come back on the disc, and we'll see all that.
All right.
This is your chance to separate yourself. Remember I said earlier? There's situations where people find themselves in, good people find themselves in a bad situation where they momentarily lose control. Hold on. And then there's, beyond that, true evil. There's cold-blooded killers that can kill someone in cold blood and then lie about it.
All right.
So how do you want to be seen?
Let's quickly stitch together Bercey's disjointed story so far. According to him, Tashika was the violent one in their relationship, as proven by a knife attack she carried out on him and the kids a year before she was killed. Then her violence led to a massive argument on July 9th where Tashika wanted to take the kids away. Because of this same argument, Bercey was forced to show her a BB version of a Glock 43X, which conveniently matches the exact make and model of the gun he lost earlier that year. So even when Tashika shows pictures and texts of that exact same gun, she is once again conveniently changing the dates on the pictures of a supposed BB gun. If this wasn't already embarrassing enough, it only gets worse because Bercey is about to justify why he was trespassed by his own family.
You're trying to make it sound like you don't have a history of violence and all that, but you do, with other women.
I don't.
With your own family, your grandma trespassed you. When did you trespass?
Why'd your mom get you trespassed from your own grandmother's house just in October?
My mom has a issue.
Well, do you hear yourself? You're putting everything is on everybody else.
So your first baby mama with a 5-year-old has an issue. The in-between girlfriend has an issue that's got a report against you. Your current girl's got an issue with, that causes you to put guns to her head.
And your own mother.
Your own mother's got an issue that causes her to trespass you. So do you see the common denominator? I got 4 different people all have an issue with the same one person.
I understand, but when it comes to my mother, my mom has...
Well, not just your mother
my mother
and your
has
past 3
mental
baby
sclerosis.
mamas.
My mom has multiple sclerosis. I only have two
That's got nothing to
mothers
do
of
with
my
mental.
kids. When it comes to Yakaria got violent with me because she used to be like a...
Where's your self-accountability?
I'm being honest.
You have all these altercations and all these incidents with different women, including your own mother.
Me and my mother have never really been in any true
She
altercations.
called the police and had you trespass from your own grandmother's house.
The only reason she did that was because...
And I'm having to confront the
No.
I'm having to confront you on all these things.
When
You
it
didn't bring
came,
any of these things up.
when it came to that, she and I, like, I didn't do anything, but I didn't really have anywhere to stay at that point. And I had a lot going on, and my mom has multiple sclerosis. She called law enforcement on my 12-year-old brother as well. So, I kind of want to leave my mom's medical history out of it, but she knows that she was kind of going through it a little bit. So, at the end of the day...
You're just a victim in all this?
No, I'm not a victim in all of it, but...
That's what it makes it sound like.
No, but I know where I was, and I know where I wasn't.
A man who got caught up in an emotional moment, cold-blooded killer.
I wasn't over there, and I didn't do it.
You pick which category you want to go in.
I didn't do it.
I can't do it for you. You pick it.
I didn't do it.
I mean, at the end of the day, you're going to have to justify in your own mind.
And I wasn't there.
How you left your 2 kids there.
What did she do? I mean, what happened last night? What did she do to drive
I wasn't
you to that
there
point?
last night. I didn't even know what happened.
Where's the key? Earlier you said, I think I have a key. Where's the key to her apartment that you said you have?
I think it's over at my, I think it's like in one of my bags.
Where, at home?
More than likely.
Why would you come over there today to her apartment without the key?
I wasn't at her apartment.
You got a ride from your stepdad to the apartment today. Why would you come to her apartment without the key that you have to the apartment?
I did not get a ride from I didn't get a ride from anybody.
How'd you get there today? Earlier?
My stepdad took me over there.
I just said that. You just said you didn't get a ride.
But I couldn't even...
Why did you come over there? Why would you get your stepdad to drive you all the way from Middleburg to her apartment and not bring the key that you have to her apartment with you?
Oh, because anytime...
If you were worried something was wrong with her...
No, because anytime I go...
What were you going to do when you got there?
We weren't having bad blood. Like,
what were you going to do when you got there without a key?
Knock on the door. Me and her, we weren't having, like... She and I, we can argue with each other and we'll still see one another. Okay. Just like with that situation when she pulled that knife on me.
Keep in mind that it wasn't only the text messages that proved Bercy put a gun against Tashika's head. Her own mother stated that not only did her daughter inform her of when this incident happened, but received suspicious texts from Bercy when Tashika was killed. However, the most important witness statement wouldn't come from Tashika's mother, but the 2 children who watched as their mother faded away, and their story is nothing short of bone-chilling.
You know what the name of this case is going to be in my file? Daddy shot mommy.
That's not right.
Daddy shot mommy.
That's not right.
So the 3-year-old's lying on you too?
My 3-year-old...
Your kid's lying on you too? You've already accused multiple women and your mother of lying.
You said...
Your 3-year-old and your 2-year-old that from 2 a.m. until 7 p.m. tonight were by themselves.
You know why you got snatched up when you showed up earlier? You know why those officers snatched you up so quick?
Why?
Because Daddy shot mommy. Daddy killed mommy.
I don't think that is true.
You don't think that's true?
I don't think that my son said that.
He did.
I got it on a recorded interview.
I don't think that he said
Not only that, but her entire family said knows y'all's history. Know you've kicked in the door. Knows you've held a gun to her head. Know you've been violent to your past girlfriend that starts with a Y. Know you've been violent with your past baby mama with a 5-year-old. Know you've been violent with your own family to make your own mom trespass you from your grandma's house.
Know
that you've been violent.
I haven't been violent against my mother. And I haven't been violent against her either. Even when it came down to it, if you really look at if you look at everything that
I am looking at everything. I'm looking at your history with 4 different individuals that have all had issues with you.
The stuff with Yakaria, when she I'm talking about Yakaria.
You're just skirting around.
I'm going down the list.
No, you're making an excuse for each one trying to justify.
No, I'm not making an excuse, but I'm telling the truth.
Cool. Yukari, I don't care about Yukari. Tell me why your 3-year-old son said Daddy shot Mommy tonight.
I do not know. I was not there. I haven't been in Jacksonville city lines since I left Mission Point last week. And my mother, you can call my mother and she can...
You haven't been or your phone hasn't been?
One more time.
You have not been or your phone hasn't been?
I haven't been.
Why don't you have any location history on your phone since July 14th? Why is it there up until July 14th and then it's not?
I don't know. Just call my mom. I don't know.
We talked to your mom.
All right.
She doesn't know what she did after 11 that night. She went to bed.
I don't have a car.
Your dad went to bed. Well, that didn't stop you from getting all around the town all the time.
July 14th was last week, right? That's the last time you said you were there. Your phone shows that. You already knew that when you told me that you had deleted it up till then. That's why you said that.
No, that's not why I said
You
that.
know your phone wasn't with you last night when you went back over there and to confront her, to do whatever it
I
did.
had my phone next to me last night. My phone was next to me
up
while
until
I was
the point
in bed.
you left.
No, I didn't leave at all. Why would I leave without my cell phone? Why would I leave without my cell phone?
Because you knew what you were going to do.
Seriously, why would I leave without my cell phone?
Why'd you leave with a Glock 43X?
I didn't even have a gun.
How did that gun go missing in January and then it resurfaced on the same day that she's claiming that you're holding a gun to your head?
Because...
That you're taking a video of a knife that she threatened you with on the same counter with the same items that the gun is sitting on.
Because
that you claim is some big coincidence.
No, because she doesn't have a picture of a BB. She doesn't have a picture of the BB gun.
Right. She's got a picture of a Glock 43X.
Yeah.
How is that the same gun that went missing 6-7 months ago?
I understand.
That is now on her counter.
When you talk about
2 weeks ago.
When you talk about
when she's
the staging,
claiming you held a gun to your head.
I understand, but
when
when
her door got broken.
I understand, but when you talk about the staging of everything, people leave things set up in a certain type of order on their counters all the time. So I can't help if, like, I don't stay there. I can't say if she had a green box or a blue box. Some people set their stuff up a certain type of way, and she was one of those types of people. When it comes down,
do you understand how big of a coincidence that is, and just how silly you sound right now?
I'm not in Jacksonville enough for a gun to be there.
You're an educated man. We are too. Okay. The difference is we do this for a living. You don't. So we recognize when it smells like shit, it's probably shit.
Understood.
Okay.
Understood.
Your story, in everything you said earlier. Okay, I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But you failed to mention some pretty crucial stuff.
I mean, at the end of the day...
You tried to paint this picture like y'all just had normal little arguments, it gets verbal,
they weren't normal.
That's not normal.
I mean, but nobody was fighting. We weren't putting our hands
BB
on each
guns,
other.
Pulling BB guns out on knives.
But we weren't putting our hands on each other.
Sending pictures back and forth of knives and guns.
Yeah, but even in the text messages, she'll say that, yeah, thank you. I'm glad that you aren't a violent person, because she knows that I would never put my hands on her.
Busting doors down. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but
she said she has PTSD because of the things that you've done.
She would say anything.
Held a gun to her head twice.
She would say anything.
Well, do you know what she said right before she got shot? Don't do this. I love you. Daddy hurt mommy. Do you know that's an apartment? It's a 3-story apartment complex with adjoining walls. You think no one heard?
So if she said,
you think no one heard a boom? You think no one heard the door being kicked in?
So she had a guy outside of me. That's what you're saying.
I'm saying you.
I wasn't there. I wasn't there.
Okay.
Earlier I was believing you. I don't believe you anymore.
I wasn't there. That's the truth.
Cold-blooded killer.
I'm not.
Well, we thought it was a heat of the moment, maybe an accident, some kind of passion thing.
I don't know what it was, because
you lose your temper.
There.
You're about to lose your family. You've been working so hard, paying for them. That's one thing. That's understandable. I can understand how that can happen. What I don't understand is a cold-blooded killer that can shoot someone that loves them, that says, please don't shoot me, I love you, don't do this, then leaves their 2- and 3-year-old in a room for over 12 hours with their dead mother by themselves, goes back home and acts like nothing's happened. That's what I don't understand.
That's the proof that I didn't do it. Because I would never leave my 2-year-old I would never leave my 1-year-old or my 3-year-old anywhere by themselves. And the simple fact that I wasn't there shows that if that's what was said, it shows that she was probably dealing with somebody else. I haven't been there in over a week. And even when you look at my locations and everything like that,
because you deleted them.
How can I delete my location?
You deleted
from my
everything
phone?
after the last time you were there, which you told us about.
I didn't delete what? Delete my location? How do you delete your location from your phone?
You understand how many people have sat in that very chair and tried to run the same game you're trying to run?
No, don't phones link up to towers in certain areas? Don't the towers pick them up or something like that, and you can tell the vicinity and stuff like that? So I don't hide my location from my phone.
Bursey may not hide his location from his phone, but he certainly does hide his phone from his location. After finding out that Tashika wasn't putting up with his abuse anymore and taking the kids away in the argument on July 9th, Bursey likely went into panic mode. Consequently, he decided the best course of action was to get rid of her and began planning the murder, with the first step being to mask his location by keeping his phone in one place, far, far away from Tashika's home. He might have thought that one out, but not what he would do to prove the Glock 43X was missing. And to get away with his lies, he is willing to do anything, whether that means attempting to escape a police station or even making up imaginary friends, like you're about to see.
How can you explain the BB gun being gone? It's not there.
I don't stay there.
The BB gun that you just found randomly outside.
I don't live there.
The same BB gun that you just happen to have.
I don't live there. I don't know who comes and goes.
Not the Glock 43X that you bought last year. Not the Glock 43X that you reported stolen last year. Not the Glock 43X that you held to her head.
I did not
takes a picture.
No, I did not hold a Glock 43.
Not the Glock 43X that you were known to carry.
I did not.
Not the Glock 43X that you said that you pulled because she threatened you with a knife.
I did not hold a Glock 43X.
Not the Glock 43X that you shot her.
I did not hold a Glock 43X to her head, and I did not have that gun in my possession. The last time I saw that gun, the Glock was the last time I really had a firearm was a Taurus, and it was a friend of mine. It was a 40 caliber, but I didn't need it.
Why did you have that?
Just
how long ago was that?
That was maybe like last week.
Who was the friend?
Just a friend of mine.
What's his name?
Shoot, Nick.
Nick what?
I don't know Nick's last name. I mean, it's just.
Where can I find Nick? I just gotta verify this.
I just asked.
You said last week. He's gonna remember.
It's not irrelevant.
It's a friend named Nick that lets you hold a 40 and you don't know his name.
I don't know his last name.
Where can I find Nick?
Probably on the north side somewhere.
On the north side. So how do you get in touch with Nick?
It wasn't something that I was carrying. I'm just being honest.
You said you were carrying it for a little while.
Where's the 40 now?
Oh, I'm not. It wasn't on my person, but that's the last type of gun that I was.
Hold on. Who's Nick? Let's get this. Let's clear this up. Who's Nick?
Nick is a guy out of the neighborhood.
What's his last name?
I don't know.
What's his phone number?
I don't know.
How did you get in touch with him?
Just being around.
Around where?
I was at the park. My grandmother's house. Just being. I'm not talking about.
The one you got trespassed from?
No, I don't get trespassed.
One you just told us that since 2 weeks ago you haven't been in Duval County. You've been down in Green Cove or in.
Yeah.
But now you're up in Kinloch.
That was around the same time when
you said this last week. You were holding 40.
That was the last time. I'm being honest about. My point is.
You're not being honest about anything.
No, my point.
You're not being honest about anything.
No.
Because you can't now. Because you just made up this Nick.
I'm not making up anything.
Then who is Nick?
My main point.
Who is Nick?
No, my main point.
Who is Nick?
It's a guy in the neighborhood. He's not.
And just a random guy in the neighborhood letting you hold his 40.
Everybody in the neighborhood. I didn't carry it anywhere, but we talked about guns. The last time I had a real gun around me was when I held his.
That's not what you just said. You said that he was letting you hold it for a while.
I just said, yeah, he was just letting me hold it. And
earlier you said that you had it for months.
But I didn't say I had it from
I'll
moms.
play back the tape.
I had my own 40.
You said you had both.
I had my own 40.
Oh, so now there's another 40. Now that you won't tell us who Nick is, now that I'm calling you on your bluff and you're getting caught up in another lie.
No, I'm not lying.
Because you're just skirting around it. Then
I'm telling the truth.
Then who's Nick?
It's a guy in the neighborhood. If we sit at the park or something,
How
he'll
did
pass
you get
through.
the gun back to him?
I mean, we sat. I didn't care. Like I wasn't carrying it around on my person.
So how did you get
We
it?
talked
How
about.
did you get it back to him? Explain it.
We
Tell
talked
us about it.
He was just showing it to me and stuff like
I was
that.
like, here, just hold it.
I was holding it. Like
Just take it with you.
No, I didn't take it anywhere with me. I was holding it. You asked me about a gun, and you tried to say that the last gun I was around was a Glock 43X, and I'm telling you that the last.
You said the last gun you had.
You said no. I said the last gun that I was around was
you
a
changed
40.
that after I started asking about Nick. I said that you said the last gun that you had was a 40 that your friend let you hold for a while. And earlier today, you said you had it for a couple months. You gave it back to your friend.
No, I had.
And now that I asked you who Nick is, you said, "Oh, I didn't really hold it. I just I was next to it, and I don't know who Nick is. I don't know Nick's last name. I don't know where Nick stays at. I don't know Nick's phone number.
That's not what I'm saying.
I don't know anything.
The Glock.
Every time we're confronting you with something, you're skirting around it, making more lies, more stories, and none of it makes any sense. Hey, just take a deep breath real quick. When are you going to realize that everything you're saying is just silly? And it can't be substantiated. It can't be verified.
I'm being
honest. You're not being honest about a damn thing.
The Taurus
you are not being honest about anything.
The
only honesty that we've said in here.
Honest God truth.
The only honesty that we've said in here is don't do this.
No,
I love you.
No, but
don't do this. You don't have to do this.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Daddy hurt mommy.
That's not true. The last Taurus, if you look at my record of guns that I bought with my own money, you will see that I purchased a 40 caliber Taurus from Shooters Jacks. That gun is missing, but I didn't report it stolen. I looked for it, I didn't report it stolen.
How long ago was that 40 caliber Taurus?
I bought that gun like 4 years ago.
So you just told me that the last gun you had was a 40 caliber Taurus. We asked you what happened.
The last. We
asked you what happened to it. You said you gave it to your friend Nick.
No, the last.
And I said, who's Nick? And now you just fabricated a whole story. You made up Nick.
The last gun that I was
real.
The reason I told you that was because you tried to make it like the last gun that I had in my possession was a Glock.
Why 2 shots? Why'd you shoot her twice?
Shoot who?
Why 2 shots?
I didn't shoot anybody.
Why did you shoot the mother of your children twice?
I didn't shoot her.
You fired 2 shots in an apartment last night. Why?
No, I didn't.
How could you leave your 2-year-old and your 3-year-old?
I didn't.
In the apartment with her.
I didn't.
That whole time.
I didn't.
How can you say you're just so calm and cool?
Because I'm being honest.
I gave you 2 options earlier. I gave you the path of emotional, things went down, something bad happened, I'm not a bad person.
I wasn't even there.
And then cold-blooded killer, I'm gonna lie, and I'm gonna protect myself.
I wasn't there.
Damn her, damn them kids, damn that unborn baby.
No,
I gotta look out for her.
This is pure evil.
I love my children.
This is pure evil.
I love my children. I'll do anything for my kids.
He loves his kids so much that he's willing to justify killing their mother by making up people who don't even exist. So far, we have imaginary friend number 1, Nick, who owned the first imaginary 40 caliber Taurus. Then Bercy had another imaginary 40 caliber that he owned. And get this, now he's going to introduce imaginary friend number 2, Ashley, to explain the second imaginary gun.
No, I want to know what happened to the Taurus 40. Stop thinking and answer the question.
Honest God's truth, I don't know.
Honest God's
truth. One time I was at a girl's house.
We don't need any more crazy stories.
It was stolen.
What happened to the 40?
It was taken. I said that I didn't report it when it was stolen. I said that.
When was it stolen?
You know how I know when someone's about to tell me a lie? Because they started off with honest God's truth.
No, I can show you in Facebook Messenger where I wrote a person about it.
I don't want you to show me. I asked you to tell me, what did you do with the Taurus 40 caliber? Where is it? What'd you do?
I don't know where it's at.
You don't know what happened to a gun that you bought.
Was it stolen, or do you not know where it's at?
Somebody stole it from a girl's house.
What girl?
A girl I used to talk to named Ashley. Her name was Ashley.
When was this?
I can show you the text.
When was this?
I can show you the thread.
When was this?
Click on Facebook
when
Messenger.
Was this?
That might have been. Shit. It It was over a year ago.
Over a year.
It's been missing for a while.
So that went missing, lost, stolen, whatever thing you're coming up with.
Yeah.
Before you bought the 43X?
You want me to go get you a shovel real quick? It'll help you dig this hole deeper that you're digging.
No, I'm just
being faster with a shovel.
No, I'm being honest.
You're not being honest about a damn thing.
When it comes down to the Taurus 40.
What are you being honest about?
I'm being honest about everything. The Taurus 40.
Tell you one thing you've been honest about.
No, listen. I've
been listening for hours, man. You haven't told us anything. You're just spinning. You're just spinning all sorts of craziness.
I said when it came to the Taurus, the 40 caliber Taurus,
the one that you missed, the one that you lost, the one that was stolen, the one that Nick's got, the one that you had for months, the one that you only touched, the one you only saw from Nick.
I can't help people still.
You told us 10 different stories about the 40. I can't help people still. But when I mention, but you don't even know if it's stolen.
No, but the only reason
is it stolen or is it missing? Or do you not know what happened to it?
At first it was missing, and then it became stolen. I left it at a girl's house.
Do you know what happened to it?
I think somebody she was dating took it, but she told me she didn't know where it was. And she said that in Facebook Messenger. On Facebook Messenger, she told me, she said she doesn't know where it is. She doesn't know who took it. She just knew it was missing.
You just leave a gun at her house?
I left it by accident.
Oh, of course. That makes sense. Of course.
No,
of course you did.
No, I did. Yeah. I left it by accident.
What happened to the Glock 43X?
I don't know.
You've purchased 2 guns. Did you buy those guns to not carry them on you?
No, the first one with the Taurus, I slept with a girl one night, and I didn't feel comfortable in her apartment, and I took my firearm in there. But when I left her apartment, I left the firearm there.
Hold on. You went into her apartment.
Yeah.
You slept with her, but you didn't feel comfortable.
That was like a while. That was over a year ago.
Bro, you
about 2 years ago.
So it was 2 years ago it was stolen?
Maybe over a year, between a year and 2 years. But I never reported it stolen. I kept asking. I threatened.
No. So first it was a girl you were seeing. Now it's a girl that you just were sleeping with and didn't feel.
So
which one is it? Were you seeing this girl?
Or
did you just have a one night stand? No. Let's dive into this, because every time you come up with a story, it's bullshit.
No, I can tell you. No, I can tell you the truth. I can tell. No, you
can't.
No,
you're incapable of telling the truth about anything.
I can tell you the truth about that gun.
No, you can't.
With that 40 cal Taurus.
No, you can't. Was it a year ago or was it 2 years ago?
No, I trusted her.
Was it a year? Oh, now you trust her.
No, that's not the girl Ashley. The girl Ashley.
I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, me and Ashley.
Before you said there was no girls in between your baby mama with a 5-year-old.
Me and Ashley.
Hold on. First, when we started, you had your baby mama with a 5-year-old, and then you had
me and Ashley had
now there's multiple girls.
Me and Ashley were affiliated by friends.
Were you seeing her, or was it a one night stand? Because you told us both. I don't know what to believe.
She and I, we had a thing going on years ago, and then we met back up.
But you weren't comfortable with her.
I just didn't trust where she stayed at. I'm not gonna say I didn't trust her. I didn't trust where she stayed at.
You're trying to lie to us like we're one of your chicks, man.
No, I'm being honest. I'm being honest because the reason that I didn't
You're not being honest about anything.
No, the reason that I didn't report that 40 stolen was because I figured that if I put enough pressure on her, she would give it back to me. So I told her, I was like, I said, hey, if you don't turn up with it, I'm going to report it stolen. And if I report it stolen, whoever has it, they'll end up going to jail.
You ain't no street dude. This ain't your life, man. You ain't no street dude.
Exactly. I'm not a street dude. So when
because you're terrible at lying.
No, I'm being honest.
About what? What are you being honest about?
I can show you the thread.
You can't show me a thing in here because everything that you've said in here is not true. It doesn't exist.
I can show you the thread when it said with Messenger on it.
Man up, bro. Man up.
I am manning up.
You put two rounds in that girl last night. Man up.
I didn't.
Man up.
I really didn't.
You did.
I did.
You might not have wanted to.
I wasn't even over there.
You might hate yourself right now for doing it. You sat around all day thinking about it.
I was never there.
You knew we were going to come to you.
I was never there.
So in your brain, I'll go to them.
No.
I'll look like the innocent person.
I was never.
Let me go over there. Let me show up. Let me show up, show out. Let me show up.
If I would have known that anything took place, I would have went straight to her mother's.
You knew we were going to come for you. That's why you showed up.
No, I would have went to her mother's house.
This whole time you've been trying. This is a game to you. You've been trying to lie your way out of this.
I'm not lying.
Let me show up as a concerned father without the key.
No, I would have went to her mother's house if I would have known something
happened to her. You didn't even ask about your kids. You were here for hours before you even asked about them.
I did ask about them.
Not until we brought them up.
No, I asked.
That's why you called her mom, because you knew what would happen. Mom
one of the main reasons I couldn't ask about my kids was because I didn't know what was going on.
Why didn't you
I
go
didn't
over
know
there and check on
anything.
her?
You just said you asked about your kids, and now you said you didn't ask about your kids.
Yeah, but pertaining to you guys knowing me knowing where my kids are now, I did not know that anything
Why'd
had
you
happened.
call her at like 2 o'clock in the morning knowing she was dead? Why did you call her?
I didn't know that anything happened.
In the face of poorly constructed lies like this, detectives give Bursey one final push using everything they have: testimonies from his own children and pictures of his victim.
There's a fact that I've presented several times tonight, Detective Kelsey has also, though, that you seem to just gloss over like you don't. Daddy shot mommy. I mean, you haven't attempted to try to explain, like,
At the end of the
it's a
day,
big deal, I think, don't you?
no. I mean, at the end of the
That's
day,
your son.
that's my son, and us men.
You were just there
No.
last week.
Us men, we take things like this serious, but I don't know what she does when I'm not around. That's why when I'm up north, when I'm 1,000 miles away, I try not to get too jittery about that type of stuff, because if you're somewhere so far away where you can't catch a flight and get to somebody, a person will lose sleep over that. So I got used to not, once you with a person and you guys have solidified the relationship, some things get swept under the rug.
Were you solidified, though? I mean, that doesn't, those messages, the conversation, the history, I don't see anything solid about
she
that.
wanted to get married, and I wanted to get married too. I wanted to get married.
I'm just
as
saying,
well.
solidified? You just called the relationship solidified. Was it? She's saying bye.
Our
Don't want
presence.
to know you, sign over the rights to the
That's
kids.
what we both talk like that to each other, but at the end of the day, we never mean it. If you look at the last thing she said to me, she said, I sent her something. I was talking about, how a woman. We were talking about women and men, the difference in running a household or something like that. And she was like, does that mean that you finally want to make the family work? Or does that finally mean that you want to get married? She said that to me yesterday around 4-something in the afternoon. And I didn't respond. And today she's dead. I wish that I had responded to her.
Keep in mind how Bursey first reacted when confronted with the news that his girlfriend was dead, and watch carefully how he will react now when shown pictures of her body.
That's how you left her. That's what you did to her.
I didn't do that.
You see your kid's blanket right there on her?
I didn't
Do you
That's
know-
how you met her. That's how you left her.
I didn't do that.
Do you know who put that kid's blanket on her?
I didn't do that.
Your 3-year-old kid. You know where your 3-year-old kid laid for hours
I didn't do that.
by himself, by herself, left in that apartment alone?
There should have been 2 casings next to her where you shot her, but one of those casings was in your kid's room because they were running around playing with stuff in the apartment all day, left unattended on their own.
I wasn't over there.
That's what happens when you hold a Glock 43X to someone's head.
I should have protected her.
You should have.
From yourself.
But what'd you do instead?
I wasn't there.
You should have let her go. You weren't ready to commit. She didn't
I
want that
wasn't
anymore.
there.
She got so sick and tired of that bullshit back and
She's
forth that she was ready to let go.
She was so in love with me.
She was ready to let go. No.
She was so in love with me to the point
Not anymore.
where
She wanted to let go.
that's not true.
Absolutely
I knew
true.
how she felt.
She
about
said
it.
goodbye. She said she wants your rights.
Look, she
of the
said,
kids taken away.
look at how many times we both said goodbye, and look at my response when I told her, I said you didn't even
are
apologize.
not important.
No, I told her, I said, you didn't even apologize to me about talking about the stuff with the kids' rights. And then she told me, she said, I didn't mean that. I said it because I was mad. And I said, you need to apologize to me. And that's when she sent me a text message and she apologized.
She was laying right there when she said, you don't have to do this.
She sent me a text message
She
and
said,
that
I
she
love
apologized.
you. You don't have to do this.
I don't know.
Daddy
You know
hurt
what?
mommy.
And you knew those kids were going to be there. That's why you
I
locked
don't
the door
know
on
who-
your way
I
out.
don't know who she was dealing with.
Her mom had to use the key when she went in there today.
I don't know who she was dealing with.
The only person that's going to take the time to lock the door and try to make sure it's at least somewhat secure is you, because your kids were in there and you knew that.
I want to find who
But you
did it.
couldn't call her mom. You had to wait. You had to wait all day long to make it look like, I don't know what's going on. I can't get hold of her. You couldn't call right away.
I never
You
called
had
her
to
mom.
wait because
I
you went
never
to
called her mom.
self-preservation mode.
No, I
Let
never.
me save myself.
No, I never call her mom. When me and her would get into arguments and stuff, I would never get her mom involved. So when it comes down to it, you know, I just like to handle stuff like an adult. But when I saw that I kept calling and I kept texting and she didn't respond.
You and I both know that's what you did to her. There's no one else that came in there and did that. You did that.
I didn't.
You did that.
I didn't.
You got pissed off. You got emotional.
Why would I be upset? She said worse stuff than that.
You shot her in her own bed. The same bed you probably conceived that baby in her stomach in.
I've never.
The same bed that you used to have sex with her and that you conceived that baby in, there's a bullet in that pillow, right where she laid her head last night.
I didn't touch her. I didn't do anything to her.
All that back and forth bullshit, guns, kicking doors in, pulling guns, this is where it got you.
I didn't do anything to her. I didn't touch her.
Just tell the story, man. What happened?
I did.
Tell the story.
The last time I saw her.
No, I don't need to hear all that.
Last week.
No, that's not true.
It is true.
This is the last time you saw her. This is the last time you saw her.
It's not. I didn't even know what happened to her until y'all told me.
What do you think your kids did for 17 hours by themselves?
And I wasn't trespassing.
What do you think your kids did for
It's a long
17
story.
hours? 17 hours by themselves. No food, no water, no one to take care of them, their mom laying there. After they just watched their dad do that. Daddy hurt mommy.
I didn't do anything.
Daddy hurt mommy.
Why
And
is
daddy
he
told
saying
them,
they watched me do something?
don't tell anybody.
What? What? That means that it's another man that said, don't
Did they
tell.
call daddy?
Could have been.
It was Nick. Nick did it, I bet.
Oh yeah, it's probably the same Nick.
Nah, she doesn't know him.
You don't know him.
Nah, I know him.
Who is he?
Nah, just a guy who's up the street from Kenlaw.
Yeah, of course.
That's running around with your Taurus 40 or his Taurus 40.
No, he
or
doesn't
some
have my
Taurus
Taurus.
40.
He had his own. That was just the last time I was in the presence of a real firearm. That was why I mentioned it.
Not the Glock 43X.
No.
I bet Nick broke in and stole the Glock 43X.
Probably. And the Taurus 40.
I doubt it. I don't know.
Are you violent?
No, I'm
These
pretty.
people are just all lying on you?
I'm pretty passive aggressive.
You've used that term quite a bit tonight.
No, I'm saying I'm pretty sure. Like,
is that passive aggressive? That's your definition of that?
Your past 4 girlfriends think you're all passive aggressive?
9 times out of 10. Yeah.
They all called the police because you were just being too passive aggressive.
No, I called the police on your car.
They all made police reports
I
because you were
called the
being
police
too
on
passive
her.
aggressive.
I called the police on her.
They've got to go to
once.
therapy because of PTSD because of your passive aggressiveness. They trespass you from family's house because you're passive aggressive.
A lot of times, no, I wasn't.
They don't want you to be in their life because you're passive aggressive.
I wasn't trespassing.
They want you to terminate your rights to their
house.
kids because you're
And
passive
she
aggressive.
didn't want my She didn't
You
want
break
my,
a door because you're passive aggressive.
She did not want my
You hold a
rights
gun
to be
to someone's head
terminated.
because they're passive
She
aggressive.
didn't want my rights to be terminated.
Why would you continue to impregnate her when y'all are going through all this drama?
Because at the end of the day, she and I would always work it out. That's why.
Didn't work it out this time.
We would always work it out.
Is this working it out? Is this how you define working it out?
I'm not responsible for that.
Leaving her there saying, please don't do this, I love you. Don't do this, I love you.
Just think, if you had committed and you had been a father to your children and a husband and been there for her and your children and your family, this wouldn't have happened then. You could have used your Glock 43X to defend your family last night had you been there.
Man,
had you not wanted your own space.
When I lost that gun back in January, I wasn't even worried about it.
Well, maybe you could have died defending your family and she wouldn't be laying there like that then. But you needed your own space.
I mean, I wish that I had been around.
No, you don't. You said you wanted your own free space.
No.
You said you got a hotel.
To keep
you
something
said
like
you were
that
a man. You said you were a man and you needed your free space.
I don't know who
you said
had
you're a
it out
man
for
and
her.
you're staying at your mom's house.
But
you said you're a man and getting a hotel
I have my
room.
own place up north. I'm visiting.
Away from your family.
Yeah, I'm visiting. I came because I had a heart
visiting
diagnosis.
Who?
I
Who are you
came.
visiting?
My doctors are in Jacksonville.
Who are you visiting? You're not visiting your family.
No, I was staying at my mother's.
You wouldn't shoot her and do this to her because you don't pull real guns on her. You just pull BB guns on her.
I wasn't in her presence.
Yeah. All right.
After this conversation, there was nothing left to be desired from Bercy, as his lies were clear as day. But left to his own devices, he would do the unthinkable.
man's money back. We're not playing that. This is for your safety. We're not playing. You hear me? This is for your safety. Stop resisting. Hey, stop resisting. Just relax. This is for your safety, okay? Just relax.
I'm not resisting.
Just relax. Stop tensing your arm. Just relax. We don't want to hurt it.
Now, if you move, they're going to tighten up on you. That's on you.
Relax. You're still tensing up, Jerome. Relax, okay? Listen, I know this is a lot to deal with, okay?
I didn't do it, though.
Hey.
Oh, yo, hold on, I got my key. You got it. Anybody got a key?
I didn't do it.
Hey. You've had ample opportunity to explain, okay? They have provided you with more than ample opportunity.
They asked me if the guy did it,
okay.
And I said I didn't know.
Jerome.
Hey, stop tensing so he can lock these.
I'm not
They're going to tighten up on you if you don't want
9 times out of 10.
You are trying to spit some irrational stuff at a room full of rational people, including yourself. You are a very rational person.
He did it. He did it. I didn't do it. And I don't want nobody to kill me.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to kill you.
I don't want nobody to kill me because I say that somebody did something.
All right, come sit down.
The only person that did something is the person sitting in this room that's not a police officer.
Sit down right there.
Obviously, that didn't work out too well. Shortly after having blown his once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, detectives found the same Glock 43X that he claimed was missing buried at his parents' home, and it definitely wasn't a BB gun. Furthermore, DNA evidence also linked him to be the one present at Tashika's apartment on July 23rd, the day of the murder. Immediately afterward, he was put on trial, and this is what he had to say during a speech given by Tashika's mother.
I tragically lost my child on July 23rd, 2022, and now I raise my 2 grandchildren as my own. This requires a lot of responsibility then and now as they get older. Through the love and grace of God, you are full of it. I am strengthened day by day.
Court records indicate that jurors reached a verdict in under an hour and a half, convicting Bercy Jerome Armstrong of 2 counts of second-degree murder for the deaths of Tashika Young and her unborn child in July 2024. He faces life in Florida State Prison with a 25-year minimum mandatory sentence.